All right, well, Bob, thanks for joining me. I appreciate your time.
Good morning.
So with the Yachting Day Gala, the first edition was held last September. Was there a moment at the end of it last year where it it just kind of struck you the power of the room and maybe even a moment that has stayed with you ever since?
It wasn't really at the end. It was at the beginning.
Hmm.
Uh, because when you enter the grand ballroom of the Carlton Con and you see all those tables and you see the lines of people registering to get in, and then you see who they are, uh, it was just something that was uh, was kind of overwhelming and in a positive sense. Uh, And as the room filled, and you looked around, you just felt, wow, we can make a difference. We can make a difference with all these people here.
Yeah, that's great. You know, when we first talked about the event last year before that first gala was held, you described it as having the potential for a movement in yachting. Does it feel like that movement has actually started?
Yeah, well, it does feel like the movement has started, but I will say this, that uh, it's not easy to start a movement, right? It requires sustained effort. You can't just maybe in some political setting or something, but I don't think success is built overnight.
Right.
So it's going to require consistency. I remember the first wine reception we had at in Cannes for our law firm, and there were about 25 people there. And now, 20 years later, we probably have 250 or 300 people walk through the event at one point or another. But it just you didn't quit. And this cause is so much more important than just promoting a law firm.
Right. Right. Is there anything that guests this year can experience or expect to learn that they didn't at the first gala in terms of those efforts? Maybe the surgeons who are involved, details about maybe some of the patients that they've been able to treat or they're expecting to be able to treat.
Sure. Well, the first thing they'll learn is what an entertaining band the Gypsy Queens are, because they're coming this year. And if you've heard them, they're just so much fun, these guys. Last year we had a great musical entertainment as well, but this year I think it's going to pick it up a notch. So that's the first thing they'll learn. But in terms of mercy ships and what they're doing, we have a film clip that focuses on a one individual that shows the transformative effect of a surgery on their lives. So I think that's the most powerful thing we did last year, and we're going to do it again.
Last year's event, between the money that was raised the night of the gala and the matching contributions, they had raised about $600,000, which is a significant sum. No question that can go far. Can you put into perspective what that kind of money has been able to do? Like, is there a certain number of surgeries that can fund, or a certain number of doctors that can help bring on board, maybe even crew members for a ship? Anything to help people better understand really how powerful that fundraising is.
Okay, I'll tell you right now. 600,000 funds 1,200 surgeries approximately.
Wow.
And the ships have performed over 130,000 surgeries. So it obviously depends on the type of surgery. Some are much more complicated than others. But our estimated cost per surgery is about 500 euros, maybe $700. So call it 1,000 surgeries. So that's how
Hmm.
important it is.
That's a huge number of surgeries. That's amazing. I had no idea it could be that powerful. That's
Well,
extraordinary.
we have 1,200 volunteers on the ship. So that means that the crew, the captain, the nurses, the doctors, none of them are getting paid. And most of them, many of them, are paying to be on the ship. In other words, contribute towards the cost of their stay. So it's amazing how transformative that $600,000, because of the volunteer efforts and because the volunteers actually contribute, turns into a whole lot more money than that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So speaking of transformative, the Mercy Ship's Cargo Day event has been going on for several years now. Very successful. A lot of companies understandably support it. I realize it's difficult to look into a crystal ball, but say 5 years from now, what would you hope that the Yachting Day Gala looks like?
Well, they've knocked it out of the park, but I will say that our first event was bigger than their first event. Of course, their industry is so much bigger, right? It's
Yeah.
so much bigger, the worldwide shipping. I don't know how much smaller the yacht industry is, but it's a lot smaller. That being said, we had 155 people at the event last year. My goal would be to reach about 180. Maybe if we knock it out of the park. I mean, all it takes is 2 or 3 tables, and we're 180.
Hmm.
I would love to hit 200 this year, and then if we hit 200, we can no longer do it in the venue where we are. So
Ah.
maybe we'll stay there and raise the price. I don't think so, but we are close to already being too big for the venue that we have. But
Hmm.
we're going to push it to the limit this year, I hope. And if we do that, we'll see what we do next year.
Right, right. Now, again, having talked about Mercy Ships previously, and it's a name I'm sure many people are familiar with, very well known, very respected nonprofit. Still, yachting companies and yacht owners, let's include them too, are approached to support a lot of really worthwhile causes. What makes Mercy Ships different and, in your opinion, more compelling?
Well, I've thought a lot about that. But what grabbed me was the human element,
Mm.
the addressing of human suffering. There's a lot of talk in the industry about sustainability and the environment, and all of those things are important. Yet, the scale of those issues is one in which an individual or a small company or even a yacht maker, that if you change your building practices in building yachts and you build 20 yachts a year or 100 or 10 really big ones, you're not going to affect the environment that much. Everything helps. But if you contribute a little bit, you're going to change one person's life. People that have tumors on their faces that have lived with them for 20 years, people who are born with problematic limb structures, you're going to change them for life. And you see that in the videos that we present. And so it's to make real difference in people's lives now, quickly, that relieves suffering. That is just transformative. It's just nothing can be more powerful than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said. Well said.
And the industry has an opportunity. It's not like we're trying to change the climate. I mean, changing the climate, I don't even know who can change the climate. Over 50 years, building sustainably can change the climate. But I know this, that in one night, one contribution within a year is going to change somebody's life and probably their entire family's life incredibly. So when they first talked to me about Mercy Ships, it was like I couldn't say no. I just
Yeah.
and I hope everybody has a chance to see this, because at the event you really feel it. And then once it got me, it's not going to let me go. And And anybody who goes, I think that's the same. I hope.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and when you support something, it should be something that moves you. It shouldn't just be, okay, here we are. It's another night to support a cause. It's another way to donate money. There should be some type of resonance and some kind of feel down to your core that you're making a difference.
And truthfully, our firm has contributed to other things, and we do. We contribute significantly to other things, and they're important. We contribute to environmental things. Uh, I was on the board of something called the Ocean Conservancy, the largest organization for ocean preservation in the world. We contribute in higher education and in cultural formation. We contribute in the arts, but nothing is this powerful.